Hey everyone, so today we are going to talk about the subspaces of the polynomial space. So what is P of R? It is collection of all possible polynomials. You take all possible polynomials in the world with coefficients from real numbers, then this collection forms a vector space over set of real numbers. So we know that this is a vector space. So let me call this as my V. I'm going to discuss these subsets with you, and we are going to see that which of them forms a subspace of this vector space and which of them do not form a subspace of the vector space V. So first is set of all polynomials whose degree is less equal n. We will see that it do form a subspace. Degree equal to n greater than n do not form a subspace. Then P of all those polynomials, when you replace your x by 1 and you're getting answer as 0, then we will see that this collection also forms a subspace. I will take some example as well in this so that this will be more clear to you. All polynomials, when you replace your x by 1, that means when you evaluate at 1, you get non-zero as an answer. It's not form a subspace. And at the end, we will generalize 4 and 5. What do I mean by generalization? I will come to it when once we are done with these 5 points. So let's go for the first one. All polynomials whose degree is at most n. So PNR. What is PNR? All polynomials of degree at most n with coefficients from real number, which is nothing but this set, and we will prove that this forms a subspace. Now in my last lecture where we saw about the subspaces of matrices. Okay, so if you have not seen, you can see the link in the description. So there we saw that if you want to prove a subset to be a subspace, the first thing you show that it contains a zero vector. This will guarantee that the set is non-empty. And the second, what you do is you take any two vector, say w1 and w2, you take any two vector from the subset and you take alpha belongs to your field, in this case real numbers. Then you show that alpha into w1, scalar multiplication, vector addition, then this linear combination belongs to w. Once you show this, then your subset forms a subspace. Okay, so let's try to do the same thing here as well. Now if I take, okay, the first thing, what will you take? P of x to show non-empty, you take the zero polynomial. What is this? This is zero polynomial, and obviously this has degree less than n. Okay, even before that one should ask, what is the degree of a zero polynomial? Well, some people usually define degree of zero polynomial as minus infinity. Okay, this you will see it many times once you start studying more and more mathematics. So minus infinity is less than n, which is a positive number. Therefore, this P of x zero polynomial belongs to Pn of R. Okay, well, or you can also say this has no degree. But then if I want to say it belongs to W, I should have some notion of degree. So that's why we define it as minus infinity. We define it as minus infinity so that this polynomial belongs to W. Okay, so it contains a zero polynomial. Now you take two polynomial P of x and Q of x in W whose degree is at most n. So how your P will look like? An x raised to n plus an minus 1 x raised to n minus 1 plus a1x plus a0. How your Q of x will look like? Some bn into x raised to n, bn minus 1 x raised to n minus 1, b1x plus b0. Right? Now if you add these two polynomials, or if I take alpha into P of x plus Q of x, what that will be? Alpha into an plus bn multiplied by x raised to n plus alpha into an minus 1 plus bn minus 1 x raised to n minus 1 plus alpha a0 plus b0. So ultimately when I am adding two polynomials and I am doing this scalar multiplication, I am again getting a polynomial of degree at most n. If this term is non-zero, then the degree is exactly n. If this term becomes 0, then the degree is less than n. So no problem. I want it should be at least less equal. It should not be more than n. So obviously when I'm adding, it won't be more than n. Okay, so therefore this linear combination also belongs to W. Zero polynomial also belongs to W. Therefore this forms a subspace. Okay, now one can ask why we are taking less equal. What is the problem with equal to? If I take equal to, then will it form a subspace? Answer is no. So if I take here degree is equal to n, will it form a subspace? Answer is no. Why? Because if I take px to be x raised to n plus 1, this is a polynomial of degree n. If I take q of x to be minus x raised to n plus 1, this is also polynomial of degree n. So my p and q is an element of W, but when I do p plus q of x, how do I add polynomial? It is p of x plus q of x, and when you add this you get 2 whose degree is 0. Okay, so therefore p plus q is not having a polynomial of degree n, so therefore p plus q does not belongs to W, and therefore this collection where I'm taking degree equal to n will never form a subspace. It's a subset, but it's not a subspace. Okay, so that's about equal to, and the same problem is with greater than. This also does not form a subspace. Why? Because if I take some polynomial of degree bigger than n, okay, so for simplicity, for understanding purpose, let me take this as 3. Let me take n equal to 3. Now you take p of x to be x raised to 4 plus 1 and q of x as same minus x raised to 4 plus 1. Both have degree bigger than 3, so they both belongs to W, but when you add them up, this goes away. Your answer is 2 whose degree is not greater than 3. So therefore you will always see Pn of R in the picture. That means all those polynomials whose degree is at most n, because equal to n, n greater than n never forms a subspace. Okay, now let's go for the fourth point. So all those polynomials, when you evaluate at 1, it becomes 0. So for example, if I take p of x to be x minus 1, it belongs to W, because what is p of 1? My p of 1 is 1 minus 1, which is 0. Great. You take p of x to be any multiple of x minus 1 into q of x, any polynomial, then p of 1 will also be 0. This is 0 into q of 1, which is 0. Okay, so this set is a non-empty set, you can directly see. Okay, so now let's see whether it contains a 0 polynomial. Yes. Why it contains a 0 polynomial? Because what is my 0 polynomial? 0 polynomial means 0 of x is 0. So what will be 0 of 1? That will also be 0. So therefore 0 belongs to W. Here 0 bar vector is a 0 polynomial. Okay, so that's one thing. Or you can write p of x equal to 0. If you like p notation very much, then you can use this notation as well. So it contains a 0 polynomial. Great. Now again the second condition. Okay, so you take two polynomials. Let p of x comma q of x belongs to W and your alpha belongs to R. What I want to claim? Our claim is alpha into p plus q of x belongs to W. Now when this will belongs to W, that is alpha p plus q of 1 is 0. This is what I want to show. Let's try to prove it. So what is alpha p plus q of 1? By definition, this is alpha p of 1 plus q of 1. But what is this? This is alpha into p of 1, because alpha is a number, plus q of 1. But what is p of 1? P is in W, so p of 1 is 0. What is q of 1? Q is in W, so q of 1 is also 0. So p of 1 is 0, q of 1 is 0, therefore this is 0. And that's what I wanted to show. So therefore, if you take two polynomials from W, then their linear combination is again in W. Now let me try to generalize this. Now I can ask, if you observed in the proof, is there anything special about this one? Answer is no. If I would have taken here minus 1, then also the same proof would have gone, right? This will be alpha into p of minus 1 plus q of minus 1, and this will be 0 plus 0, because p of minus 1 is 0, q of minus 1 is also 0. So there was nothing special about 1. So what I meant by generalization, if I replace here 1 by any number alpha, okay, you should not confuse with this alpha, you take any a real number. So if you evaluate your polynomial at any real number, you fix a real number a. Suppose you take pi, p of pi equal to 0. All those polynomials which vanishes at pi, then that will also form a subspace. You take all polynomials which vanishes at say minus 100, then that will also forms a subspace. So whenever your right hand side is 0, you evaluate at any point. Okay, you take here any point, but the right hand side is 0, then that will always form a subspace. Okay, now that's one thing. That's what I meant by generalization, and you can prove that easily. Here you simply replace by a. So here you will have a, here you will have a, here you will have a, 0, 0. Right? So if the right hand side is 0, then it always forms a subspace. Great. Now one can ask one more question. Why only you took p of 1 equal to 0? Suppose if I take p of 1 equal to 0 and p of 2 is also 0. I want two conditions. So can I have a polynomial? Yes, you can have 0 polynomial. Or if you also take x minus 1, then it is in the set, because no, x minus 1 into x minus 2. Then what is p of 1? P of 1 is 0. What is p of 2? P of 2 is also 0. So this polynomial belongs to W. So even if you take these two condition, same thing, the right hand side is 0, then also it will form a subspace. Okay, so this is what I meant by generalization. Now let's go for the last one, where my right hand side is non-zero. Okay, so when your right hand side is non-zero, suppose right hand side is suppose say 2, whatever, some non-zero number, then it will never form a subspace. Because as you can see, 0 polynomial does not belongs to W. Because what is 0 polynomial? It's 0 everywhere, right? So even at 1, you replace your x by 1, your answer is still 0. So whenever your right hand side is non-zero, it will never form a subspace, because it will never contain a 0 vector. So again, there is nothing special about 2. You take this to be a, where a is a non-zero real number. Someone asks you, if p of 1 is 1000, does it form a subspace? No. P of 1 is 2021, does it form a subspace? No, because it doesn't contain the 0 polynomial. So these are the standard subspaces, or I will say the subsets of polynomial you come across. So I hope this is clear. If anything is unclear, you can ask me in the comment section. And if you have any other subset of polynomial which you are not sure whether it forms a subspace or not, then you can ask me in the comment section. And if everything is clear, then do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.